see how it will evolve the sport. However, I have the magic words in my ears.
It is game time. New Zealand against Australia. First game of Fiba Esports Open 2020. As Renars has talked about a bit about the selection process, the qualification process. Everyone, I believe, will be involved in the future, and please also feel free to be involved in the game. Use the hashtag FIBA Esports Open, communicate on social media. We might give you a shout out. Here we have the starting fives once again of Team New Zealand and Team Australia. New Zealand will be wearing orange, and Team Australia will play in blue, I guess, in yellow. So that's kind of difficult to tell, but we'll get used to it. Team New Zealand with the first possession. Crazy Khalifa to Brennan, a man of steel, as I've mentioned.
All right, so Brenton here already looking to set up a play, and Quicker under the basket with very quick 2 points, opening things up for New Zealand. And quick reminder as well, the first quarter still has another 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, so it's going to be a fast-paced game in front of us here. In the meantime, Walk already passing over to Rangy, and Australia with in possession currently.
Range dribbling at the three-point line. He's got a screen set. Range tries to solve all of this on his own. A free throw range J, no good.
No good, as Chris Khalifa now in the zone, and that is a quick timeout coming out here. Also, a quick reminder, guys, we have a giveaway happening, so make sure that you follow those instructions if you want to participate. In the meantime, New Zealand is going to be back on the attack. So Brenton here setting things up for his team. 2 defensive players that he's trying to go through now in the paint. Passes it out onto Mona. Mona, the team captain, looking to see if he can lead his team to the victory, as Mona still on the three-point line. There's a second remaining. He goes for the shot, and that is way too short. A quick opportunity now for Australia to come back, and a pass in nowhere.
Great defensive possession by Australia. However, they fail to convert on the other end of the floor, and we have a big dunk right here. Team New Zealand leading by 4.
Wark now in possession of the ball, looking to see if he can find any of his teammates. There's an attempt to set up a block, not really working out right now. Can't really figure out. He goes into the paint zone, goes for a 2-pointer, and that is clean. So he found the opportunity he needed there finally after a bit of a play backwards and forwards with the defense.
He fades it away from 5 feet away, and Quicker with another slam. New Zealand once again has regained a lead of 4.
Yeah, Quicker, I mean, as the name states, he's quick on his feet. In the meantime, Walk, looking to see if he can once again find the entrance into the zone. Goes closer to the basket, decides to go for a 2-pointer, and that is still good, as Quicker will need to set up his attack.
This shot is like a layup to him. One more of that type. Brennan trying to make a play for New Zealand. Great defense by Australia. Brennan pulls up. It's good.
I'm surprised that there was no steal happening there, because there are the 4 avatars clumped up. In the meantime now, Australia, Squogs. Does he decide to go inwards now? Still setting up a block.
Well, Brennan managed to find an opening through the bodies. An ankle flies and soars for a slam.
Hey, you can see where that communication comes through. The player surely shouted out, you can pass it on to me. I have an opportunity. Now Australia passes over to Brenton. Brenton on the outer line, still here.
Brennan, 5 to shoot. He's got the ball in his hands for most of New Zealand's possessions. Mona, a tough shot, no good.
No good, in a very long pass all over, and that is going to be the very first foul we see here.
A very smart foul right here. They stopped the fast break, and now New Zealand.
Whoa, back-to-back fouls.
New Zealand can try to defend a slow possession, but they foul very, very quickly, sending Range to the stripe.
Right, he's successful on the first free throw. Let's see if he can do it again, and that is good as well. So Australia now evening things out. A minute and a half remaining. in the first quarter here. So obviously either of these teams would like to finish off on a positive balance. Hopefully for one of them that is going to be the case. And
Brennan, another pull-up.
We're entering the 2-digit zone for New Zealand.
Still a close game between two Oceanic teams. I want to remind you they're playing a set of 5, and whoever gets 3 wins is declared the winner of the conference. Quicker inside, no good, gets his own board. Back out to Brennan.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Brennan really needs to set up a play.
Brennan, a long shot, and he gets it a go, connecting on the trifecta.
So good so far for New Zealand. And I mean, it's exactly the storyline we were talking about here beforehand. It's a slightly different story currently, at least on the virtual pitch. Walker here as well tried to go for a cheeky pass, but too many defensive players all around. Chris Khalifa now on the offense. Passes over to Brennan. Brennan in possession currently. A steal almost happening there. Will there be a block?
New Zealand with a great play in the passing lanes before. Alley-oop to Quicker and a reverse slam.
Quicker is just going for highlights there. I feel like this is his 3rd slam?
Yeah, Quicker is really putting up some points from inside. A huge inside threat.
15 seconds remaining still in this first quarter. And that is going to be a very quick timeout. So quick words are going to be exchanged. 13 seconds on the clock, so Australia needs to make a move and needs to make a move quickly here. Will they go for 3 or choose the safer option? Quicker trying to set up Brenton here. Brenton theoretically has opportunities.
Brennan looking for an opening, finds it and lays it in.
New Zealand with the lead still as
3 seconds. Australia in a desperate need of quick points. That's a contested jump shot and it's no good.
So far, so good for New Zealand. 17-8, and we are off in the second quarter here. Another 5 minutes on the clock, and Australia really needs to up the tempo here, I would say. And was that in? That was in. Holy moly. How did they set these things up?
Pretty much dominating the first quarter and the beginning of the second, I'd say. Brennan, a screen is set. Brennan fires a 3. And he's good. So now the lead is in double digits. It is 20-10.
Warwick now moving forward, looking to see if he can find perhaps an opening and a foul. I would say
that's a completely unnecessary foul. Just the stress caught up to him.
Exactly.
But Australia definitely needs to do a better job in executing. Now Warwick with the baseline drive, and it is a 180 slam. What a play by Warwick.
Speaking about doing
he is going to work.
Yeah, exactly. The man's there already. Is now Brenton setting things up. You can see the pressure from Australia's side as well, not really allowing any space for these players. It's already from the get-go, but however, a 3-pointer from the corner.
That was a timely kick out, really, but the guy misfires. Brennan, 7 to shoot. Quicker takes the ball from the ground and puts it right into the basket. It is 22-12. Once again, a double-digit lead for Team New Zealand. Range with a mid-range pull-up, and he's got that range, definitely.
Very true. Well, New Zealand are off on probably the best start you can hope for here, and obviously the guys are very eager to prove their counterpart wrong on the virtual pitch. However, now Brenton slightly struggling to get through these defensive players, finds Chris Khalifa in the corner, and again the ball bounces out, but it is still in possession.
Quicker with his face at the basket now, back out. Brennan driving, pulling up from mid-range, and Brennan is really being unstoppable. He started playing NBA 2K in the year of 2011, and he is working as an accountant in real life, and his bank account in this game is definitely open.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the man knows his numbers.
It's full of cash, actually.
It's full of cash, and he knows how to obtain those. Rangy now, though. Oh, and we have a pretty foul-y game happening so far. It must be the fact that, you do have the huge responsibility of representing your nation. So The players might be experiencing a bit of stress happening, but it's all in good fun. Rangy finding an opening there. Nice moves with his feet. However, New Zealand quick to return.
He just needed to take a one step further. He could have finished with a layup, but the time was winding down. New Zealand with an inbound play. Brennan, pretty much unstoppable so far. Brennan from far away,
God.
and he gets it a go. What a shot by Brennan, and he's really lighting it up from behind the arc.
You can see who's been practicing those three-pointers. Warwick now had the opportunity to pass the ball for a brief moment underneath the basket, decided not to go for it. Still sort of openings happening, and he finds his way into the paint, goes for a setup, and that is good.
Finally a great play by Team Australia. However, they still have to deal with a double-digit deficit, and it is crunch time in the second quarter with less than 2 minutes remaining till halftime.
11 points that Australia still need to obtain to even get close to New Zealand. O'Pencil in control, passes over to Brennan again. Finds the pass on to Mona. Mona, does he decide to go for it? Gives it to Chris Khalifa. Fake shot there, no time.
Offensive 3-second violation that was. Mona got stuck inside, and that is a turnover.
That is going to be now in favor of Australia. They have a
careless pass, actually.
I was confused for a second. I couldn't really
Once
understand.
again, across the court, you do not want to do that, especially against such a good defensive team like New Zealand.
Exactly.
Brennan with the drive, trying to look for Pencil.
And it's
and
going to
it
be
all ends, I wanted to say in a turnover, but actually
no, it's
New
Zealand's
Zealand
ball,
regains
yeah.
possession.
I mean, it's the magic
Now
card
it
that
is
in
a
favor of New
turnover.
Zealand.
Wark. Range wide open. Why did he kick it back out? It is a timeout by Range, probably a misclick by the guy.
Still a brief second to exchange opinions for them presented as 10 seconds on the shot clock. Australia making a move. Wark comes out of nowhere and finishes off on what a note. Now the point gap has been differentiated down to only 9 as 55 seconds in the second quarter. Brennan in control, in possession, passes over to Quicker. Quicker, will he go for another dunk? Decides to hold on to it, passes over to Brennan here. Sets up a block for him as well. Brennan trying to go through, pass over to Quicker. He somehow
very risky pass, Quicker. He was under the basket, but still could have tried to score. Now it all ends in a turnover.
Yeah, that is going to be Australia's ball. Wark, in the meantime, finds a very quick pathing towards the basket. Still has an opportunity for a shot. Skoogs goes in. And
Skoogs lays it in.
It is.
24 seconds to go. So now New Zealand could go for a long possession, actually. They're 7 points up. They don't want to let their opponent score any more points in the first half. So Brennan.
Yeah, you can see he's really taking his time there as well.
Taking his time.
Just holding on to the ball.
Quicker. With
5 more seconds.
Brennan driving, pulling up from mid-range, and he's got another one. 29 to 23 seconds for the Australian answer. No good, so it is a 9-point game. We are back with the game between New Zealand and Australia after the first two quarters. 29 to 20, New Zealand with a 9-point lead.
And out of those, 19 are in Brennan's pocket. So New Zealand really allowing for their stars to shine. As now Skoogs with a fast play under the basket gets a quick 2 for the side of Australia. And is this a comeback story for Australia from this point on, or will New Zealand continue applying pressure here? Mona, a great opportunity. Quicker makes a good work of that pass and gets a quick 2 points over back to New Zealand.
Quicker really got some moves in NBA 2K. He's saying he's low-key a dancer in real life. Speaking of his survey work, the ball is stolen. Crazy Khalifa. Here we go. Quicker.
Yeah, he seemed to go for it, but the defensive
Double
players
D on him.
all over the place. Now as a foul in play, and that looked a bit dirty. That looked like a push, intentional one.
Anyway, you do not want to foul a guy in these situations. Quicker, once again, looking for Brennan. A nice 1-5 punch.
Setting himself up for a play. Mona now in position, goes in deep, jump shot 180. No good, but however, Quicker still in possession, 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Brennan 7 to shoot. He gives it up to Quicker. Quicker back out. Khalifa for 3. He gets it to go from the corner.
And New Zealand looking to extend their lead as much as they can right now. Warwick working his way over to New Zealand's basket. A completely improvised player, but it's a steal. Chris Khalifa, an opportunity for a slam. Doesn't work out as the defensive players are over there. And Australia.
Defense was there on time. Ankle TV. What a slam it is. And Australia is back within 10.
Pencil in position, passes over on to Brennan. Brennan near the sideline there. Can he get past these defensive players? A long three-pointer and still so good, man. It doesn't even touch the rim.
He's the splash guy of this tournament, really reminding of Steph Curry from real life a little bit.
Skoogs with a three-pointer of his own for the side of Australia, and it's good. So still a two-digit 10-point difference between these 2.5 minutes almost remaining in this third quarter.
Brennan's favorite team, the team that he's following in real life, is Golden State Warriors, and that is no wonder he is putting up shots like that. Brennan trying to avoid the backcourt violation. Team New Zealand, I guess. So we have a timeout and an inbound play right now for Team New Zealand. A risky pass.
Oh, he
Pencil
caught that.
With his back to the basket, he fades it away with 3 seconds to shoot. No good. Khalifa with an offensive rebound. Khalifa to Mona. Mona from mid-range. No good. Mona is not the best shooter in his team.
Oh, but a walk with a very quick counterplay and a nice dunk at the end there as well. Hands it over, another 2 points for his team. New Zealand now with Chris Khalifa on his way. Happy feet. Goes up. Not good.
No good, and a chance for a comeback for Team Australia. Ankle TV is fouled. That is a smart foul, preventing Team Australia from scoring on the fast break. Wark, a very important possession for Team Australia, and what a long three by Wark.
I mean,
37 to 32. We had a 10-point game very, very recently, and now the lead is cut in half.
Exactly. I mean, the guys have been doing massive work on the side of Australia here, basically trying to take advantage of every single opportunity presented to them. Brennan now still looking to see if he can get his way through that defensive line of Australia. Sets himself up for a three-pointer, passes over to Mona, and it is good. So New Zealand with a very quick return on those 3 points.
Mona with a high arc shot. He's working in an airport in real life, so the ball was really flying high in this case, and we can say the very same thing about Range as he comes up with a dunk.
Range, excellent job coming out from him. Brennan now passes over to Mona. He was sort of looking for opportunities. Yeah, slightly stays a bit too long as a foul does come through, and that was, I believe, provoked by Ankle TV. However, Brennan now still in possession. Could have gone for a faster play. Quicker under the basket. No pass there yet as Brennan still setting himself up. I mean, they're slightly dragging a timeout here as well, as still 45 seconds on the clock remaining in the third quarter.
Team New Zealand is relying very much on Brennan. He might get cold. He missed that three-pointer, and now he misses another one. Khalifa with an offensive board. Pencil from the corner. His feet were over the line, so it is a deuce for the Pencil.
What a weird combination of words at times. However, Wark now proceeding forward. 3 defensive players leave Skoogs completely open, and
he turns around right after the shot. He knew it was a big three coming up.
That is a highlight as to what happens when you're over-eager on the defense there. Putting up 3 players against 1 does mean that opponent is somewhere on the three-pointer line wide open.
Australia is sometimes desperately looking for steals, and that is not always the best option. Brennan, his opponent is very physical on him, and New Zealand, they turn it over. 42-37, still a very tight game. 2 seconds to shoot. Work puts it up. A very tough shot, no good.
No good so far, and we are in the fourth quarter here. Last 5 minutes for Australia to come back into this match. Can they do it? Only a 5-point difference. New Zealand tries to go for 3 to extend the lead. Can't do it. Ranging now on the counterplay. Ankle TV holds it in, has the possession, passes over, but a 3-second violation for New Zealand.
What a careless play.
Unfortunate for them now, and I believe that's a bit
3-second
of
violation for Team Australia. New Zealand with
apologies.
possession. Pencil. He was pretty wide open. An early release, and he fails to get it a go.
So the players really need to amp up the pace right now, really need to be smart about how those fouls are happening, and as I think about it, a foul is in play. Australia still in possession with 4.5 minutes on the clock, 15 on the shot clock.
A nice cut by Ankle TV, a backdoor cut by the guy, and he slams it home right after an assist. A really physical game down the stretch. It's not often that you find opening like Ankle TV did. A very solid play by Team Australia, and Quicker answers with 2 points from point-blank range.
Yeah, the ball is lost there in the middle of nowhere.
One more turnover.
New Zealand quick on the return. I feel like Chris could have used a bit more space that he was presented there instantaneously. However, decides to hold on to it, and that is still probably off the back of the fact that they do have that point lead. They want to play it safe. Over to Chris. Is it good? It's excellent, as another 3 points in the pockets of New Zealand.
And that is how pricey those types of errors are late in the ball game. One more turnover, and the stress factor is taken over for Australia. Crazy Khalifa back out, Pencil for 3, and he's good. So New Zealand is starting to run away once again. A double-digit lead, 50-39, and a horrible start to the fourth quarter for Team Australia. And maybe plays like this will help them get back in the game.
They're like, we're on the back foot, but we got style in this house. And we're speaking
One
about
more
style.
steal, a three-pointer. Work going to work. He gets it a go. And the game, the lead, the deficit for Australia actually is down to 6.
Yeah, New Zealand in possession now. Obviously, a lot of pressure applied from the Australian side. They want to get that ball out of New Zealand's hands as fast as possible. 2 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. A shot towards the basket. What moves coming out from Chris. And what a miss indeed, as Australia now looking to
pricey miss once again. Skoogs misses the dunk. Work with an offensive board, and he is fouled.
Yeah, so both teams, very similar approaches, I would say, so far. Obviously, New Zealand slightly more successful due to those three-pointers. And, of course, Brennan, who's just probably, I don't know how many points he's already obtained now. 4 seconds on the shot.
And it's a turnover. Very important possession it was for Team Australia. New Zealand with also a very important possession right now. It is a little more than 2 minutes to go in the fourth.
Yeah, Quicker in possession now, 7 seconds. I mean, the guys, they really need to start thinking about making that shot, and Mona does exactly that.
It's good.
Another 3
Bottom
points.
of the net. 53-44. A very difficult task for Australia now. Work finds an opening. Where's the shot? Where's the layup? What is he doing? Are they looking for 3?
Not too sure here. Could be the case with a minute and 40 on the clock. However, Ankle, you really need to use the opportunities, and he does exactly that. Very, very positive result for that attack.
But you don't have time. A long possession by Team Australia. That is not what you want late in the game. Mona with a miss. A fortunate thing for Australia. They left him completely wide open. Work. An alley-oop, and it's no good. New Zealand ball. Work had a wide open look. He could have taken the shot himself.
Yeah, I mean, Skoogs did go for that jump either way. So, interesting fact about Skoogs, though, is he says, my left eye is multicolored. He has heterochromia. So he has several colors on his left eye. I wonder, does that help in any way?
New Zealand ball once again. Australia coming close to a steal. A little over 1 minute ago in the fourth. It is crunch time in the first game in FIBA Esports Open 2020. The game between New Zealand and Australia. The teams are playing in Oceanic Conference, and they will be playing a set of 5 games. So this loss is, still
it's
not the end. It is not the end
exactly.
in the tournament. You still have a lot more games remaining. You can come back to the series and still win the conference, but Australia might need to try a bit harder. New Zealand staying on top in this game.
Brennan still in possession now, and you can see as well he's just dragging out that shot clock to the absolute maximum. Passes over to Mona. Mona, a long three-pointer, and that is it.
That is in the books. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. I'd say.
Rangy now needs to make a move fast, goes for it, slams it in. 28 seconds still remaining. That is a 6-point difference. So 2 3-pointers technically on the boards for Australia, but they need to gain possession fast and need to make sure that there is no fouls involved. You can see how
Australia might go with fouling against some worse shooters, but that is not the tactic right here. New Zealand will most likely come away with a win. A wide open 3 is no good. Range with a timeout.
Rangy with a timeout. Few words, 7 seconds on the clock. 2 3-pointers needed, so this should be a fast pass and an instant shot. That's the case as the ball bounces quicker in possession, and that is all she wrote. New Zealand is going to be stealing the victory away from Australia, as well as securing the victory in the very first match here. I'm very pleasantly surprised as to the amount of points Brennan was able to put up for New Zealand's side. After 2 quarters, he already had 19 out of 29 just on his own. So obviously the team has a very clear idea as to which player should be the one making those shots. But in retrospect, I mean, all of New Zealand performed excellently there. I really like how Quickor was playing, and like the fact that he constantly found himself underneath the basket at the right times as well. Chris Khalifa with very fast entries into the zone.